Ato Sizai, you are an old student here and an alumni, and you have been here almost 30 years ago, in the 90s. Do you remember these days?
I remember those days vividly. You know, the first day that I came here in 1979, I think it's in October or September of 1979. And I remember vividly to be coming here to register for first grade. My mom brought me here for registration, and what I remember was all were lined up, probably about 30 students for first grade and taking some tests. And once we took the test, those who passed that test were lined up in a different line, and Miss Schaefer came in to greet us.
Eva Schaefer, yeah.
Yes, and she said, "Welcome to German Church School," and she was very happy to see us. Right after, I think a couple of months after that, it was a Christmas time, of course, and that was my first Christmas time in a school. It was a Christmas present from the organization and the teachers and the sponsors that sponsored me actually sent me some Christmas gifts. So that was an exciting time. Ever since then, I have been, it was a pleasure to be part of German Church School. That was in 1979.
But it was different here. These buildings haven't been here the time when you were first grader.
It is amazing how this is transformed. As a matter of fact, where I'm standing here, I would think this was the playground for students, and right behind you, in front of me, was the school. The school was kind of an L shape. The one room to the L shape was our clinic, and then the rest of the L shape was the first room was the director's office, and then the second one is first grade, the third one was second grade, and then there are other 3 rooms on that side, which has 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. So in each of those classes, we were about 19 to 23. We start about 23, 25 students in a class, very small, very integrated. Teachers know the students. Even they know their parents and where they live. It's very interesting, quite different from what I see now.
Yeah. So, did you like learning? How was learning in these days in an Ethiopian school like the German Church School?
You know, it was very interesting. First grade, before I came here as a first grader, I was in one of the government community schools in my neighborhood. And that was, they call it a 0 grade. There wasn't a 0 grade, but it's kind of a preschool setting. I was 8-year-old, but I was, in a preschool learning. And we were a bunch of us, probably, I don't know, about 40, 50 of us in one small, tiny school. One of the bench holds like 3 students lined up like this. We have no space to write like this. And I came here, 23 students in the class, 2 students, and you have to separate your own desk. And it was a great time. And I
must have been a change to paradise.
It is pretty much a paradise. At that time, my life experience is very limited. I came out from a very underserved and very poor family, so I don't know much, but that was a very day and night difference. The difference between a day and night.
So you have been at our school till grade?
Till grade 6, directly being a student here.
Okay.
But then after grade 6, I continued to attend the Saturday school.
Here on the compound? Okay.
Right. So
but you have been to another junior high school?
So I went to Mini-League second from 6th grade to, once I finished 6th grade, I went to 7th and 8th grade to Mini-League second. So there it was pretty much different. It's quite different coming from Germany. They know us actually when they say, "Oh, you're from German Czech. Oh, you guys are spoiled." That's what some of the students tell us, because over there were like 70, 60 students in a classroom, 7th grade and 8th grade. So it was really crowded, but you know, good learning experience for us. We had a very good base here. You know, we used to compute a high-level mathematics and speak English well. When we go to 7th grade, everybody was like, they don't even know anything else. They're still trying to construct words and sentences, where students who went from German church were very top. So I was the top, you know, 1% of the students. I was the first in my 7th grade. I was first in my 8th grade out of like 10, 12 sections. And then in 8th grade, I scored 100% in my ministry or national examination, and I was transferred to Menon, used to be Menon, or now called Yekati 12 Secondary School, as a special student who scored 96 and above in that grade.
What did you do with that fundament you got from the German church school and later on from other schools? You studied, or?
You know, the basis that I've found, I've gotten from German church, I used it really subsequently in my life time. Once finishing here, I went to college and studied here a comprehensive nursing course. So I became a comprehensive nurse when I graduated here. But soon after, I was working in the periphery of Addis. I left to United States. I studied there again, my first degree, second degree, and a third degree. Specialized in cardiovascular diseases. Currently working in the United States of America as a cardiovascular specialist. And I teach partly as well as a professor of cardiovascular diseases in the United States. So really is, if it wasn't a base that I found or I was given here at German church, I think it wouldn't be as it is now. So really, it's a great privilege.
How is that to jump from a Addis Ababa family under poor conditions not directly, with a lot of steps to Chicago and to a PhD in cardiovascular diseases?
It's, you know, it wasn't easy. It's just opportunities come on your way. I was married to my wife, who used to live in the United States, who comes and goes for vacation, and we got married, got to know each other and got married, and finally decided to move to the United States. That was a great opportunity for me to continue in my education. I was working, I got a very nice job, but consistently I determined to go to continue my education until I get to a terminal degree. So I've got 2 terminal degrees, 2 doctorate degrees, which I cherish, and I'll give that credit to my base that I found here at German Church School.
Now you have been here for a week or so. How are your feelings towards Ethiopia, your home country?
You know, it's very interesting. I was only here the last 4 or 5 days, and seeing the changes that's coming up. I mean, beginning from looking at the school that I was a little hot, now completely renovated. On top of that, seeing the city growing, lots of construction and roads, it's quite different. Although we're not where we should be, you know, in terms of growth, as compared to the first world where I live, this is a great, you know, growth in different levels. So I'm very excited. It's just nice to see your own people, you know, speak your own language when coming out and going into stores or restaurants. It's unbelievably exciting.
So we are thank you that you visited your old school.
Yes.
And it's good for the students and many others to see what can come out if you are learning here in German Church School. And I'm very happy that you made it.
Absolutely, and I'm very grateful for all of the help and support that German Church and the people behind it did to you know, support these students, including myself. Back then, when I was a student here, I was supported by a person who is behind German church trying to help the students. So I was grateful to my sponsor, Dr. Andre Mikkelsen, who is currently living in Oberlingen,
At the
Germany.
Bodensee, yeah.
Yes, and I had an opportunity actually to visit him and see him in Oberlingen, and that was a great opportunity for me to go in person and say thank you for the things that you've done. It wasn't in vain that you spend your money or your time or writing letters for me, every Christmas time. So, and that was very exciting.
So tomorrow you're going back to the States, I've learned. When you come next time, we would be glad if you take a little longer for us here, maybe sit in a classroom, talk to our students a little. That would be a great pleasure for us.
I would be happy to do so. I came in for a very short visit, about a week, and tomorrow evening I will fly back to Chicago. But next time I come in, I make sure I have some time to spend with the students here, and I will definitely do that.
Thank you very much, and have a good time back in Chicago.
It was my pleasure, Pastor. Thank you.